Good evening. My name is Megan Torres, and I am a family child care licensor. And it's nice to be here with all of you tonight.
And Randy, I see you in the room.
Hi, thanks, Erin. Yeah, I'm Randy Wong. I'm one of the subsidy and transportation compliance monitors. I really just wanted to get a better sense of Region 1's family child care programs.
Thank you, Randy. And Kim, who's not an EEC staff, but close to it.
Thank you. It's nice to be here with you. Kim Quinlan, I'm the Director of Early Childhood Grant Initiatives at Holyoke Community College. We have both a Career Pathways grant and we are your Western Mass PDC, so your Professional Development Center for Strong Start. Also here with me from our team tonight is Amanda Thayer, who is our Grant Administrator and Training Specialist for Strong Start. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And Ola, if you can start with the slide. So just to do a really quick overview of what we're going to do, we have a short PowerPoint that we're going to go through. And then what we're going to do is actually ask for your input on certain questions. And we're going to do it by doing Poll Me, and Ola's going to help us out with that. And Diana and I will chime in where needed. But we really want you to be as engaged as possible. We will not be answering any questions at this time, but we are collecting those questions and we are putting them together statewide so that we can get the answers you need. So don't be disappointed that if you put something in the poll and we don't answer it, we are just really collecting a lot of questions. So for today's agenda, we did the welcome. We're going to talk about the family forum feedback that we received, the ARPA stabilization grants, some ongoing EEC supports, upcoming changes in workforce policy and operations. It's very exciting. Other workforce supports, registry and higher education access. Again, then we're going to be collecting your questions and we're going to give you a quality update. So today's agenda is focused on sharing the most up-to-date information at EEC, including opportunities like free PPE. And again, we still have a lot of PPE in the regional office. If you need it, please stop by. We would love to get it into your hands and out of our conference room. We are also going to be talking about the dedicated COVID testing and the stabilization grants, which many of you are taking part in. And then changes coming soon to supports to programs. Most importantly, we want to collect your questions from you and make sure that all our communications and technical assistance in the coming month is tailored to your response and to your questions. We want to make sure you get the answers to any of the questions you have, and we want to make sure we're listening to your feedback and comments. To begin our updates, EEC held family forums in each part of the state in August. We asked, what do families need from care? Bottom line, and most people will agree, is affordability is the most pressing concern for families. In our region, we also heard about the needs to support with transportation. As people know, out in Western Mass, we don't have a T system, we don't have great buses, we cover a large area of the state, and there's not a lot of transportation options for parents. And how difficult it is to find childcare in the desert, and a need for more summer outdoor programming, socialization opportunities for children, and desire for more mental health supports. The family forum feedback was really talking to parents on what they see the needs. So we've talked to providers, we've talked to EEC staff, we've talked to a lot of people, but we really wanted to see what the families were feeling in this process. And again, affordability is the most pressing concern across income ranges, whether it's a family participating in subsidy or not. So it's a general all around concern with parents. Also, difficulty finding specific kind of care like infant toddler care, which we know is very scarce and hard to find, before and after school program, and finding programs that can care for children with unique needs or needs that need more attention. The ARPA stabilization grants in Western Massachusetts. So again, if you look at our numbers, about 70% of family child care programs are participating in the stabilization grants, and about 59% of the group and school age programs are are part of that grant. And EEC is using the stabilization grant to support program funding to support operations up to 6 months, July to December. And these grants are from the Federal Rescue Plan Act of 2021, and that's why they call them the ARPA dollars. All licensed childcare programs are eligible. Funding is based on licensing capacity with adjustments based on equity goals. What's really exciting is Massachusetts is just one of 14 states that was able to get the grants out before September. And in fact, ours began in July. So great work with the EEC team and for you for getting your grants in and making sure you had your grants in a way that we could process them quickly. There are a lot of resources to support grant application. And please check our grant webpage for more information. So if you look below, this is our website and with the information on the stabilization grant. So if you're not part of it, please check this out. And again, kudos to our family childcare providers that 70% of you are part of this. So that is really impressive. Statewide, we had over 5,000 programs submit application for funding, and 72% of all, which is 72% of all eligible programs, and 65% of the applicants are from subsidized programs. And again, it's not too late for a grant, and we want you to get in. These funds are here for you. So please, applications are still being accepted. If you haven't opened yet, but plan to open, you can actually apply in advance for the month you will open. And we just ask that you let your licensor know. So if you're planning on opening at the end of October, please let your licensor know so that we have the date of when you're starting. If you have any questions about the grant, there's a special help desk where you can go and get the most information and answers to your question. And below, you can see below the help desk phone number and also the email to the help desk to get answers to the grant. If you look at the EEC website for the stabilization funds, it talks about the overview of the funding. So you kind of know what you're doing. There's recordings of information sessions, so you can go back in there and look at it, hear what's being said so that you can get a better feeling for it. There's a lot of frequently asked questions. There may be questions that you have that other people already hadn't answered. A link to the application, so really simple, get in, get the link and fill it out. We also have user guides in English, Spanish, Mandarin, and Portuguese. There's also some sample grant applications, so that'll help you know if you're filling out your grant correctly, or it just gives you an idea of like, okay, I think I got this. Formula calculator, and you can use this to determine the funding that you may be available for through the grant. So again, that website is below. And if you haven't gotten in, I think we can get above 70% here. So let's get everyone in. So other COVID-related supports that continue, EEC will continue to provide supports for licensing programs this fall. The ongoing monthly PPE orders that are delivered to your door, those have been really popular. And again, we have it through the fall, so please continue to order that if you need PPE for your programs. We are also doing some pool testing for programs and rapid response COVID testing sites statewide for childcare staff and participating families, which have been really popular and I know very convenient. You also tend to get your results pretty quick. And support to families, also we want to talk about programs participated in the subsidy system. So the modifications remain in place through December, including no limit on absenteeism, extended job search timeframes, and waiving parent fees, among others. So that's really exciting for parents, takes a lot of burdens off them and helps you as you bring your family child care forward.
I'm going to talk a little bit about hiring family child care assistants and some process changes that will be upcoming. So our current state is that family child care assistants are subject to similar standards and processes as those required for a FCC educator becoming licensed. EEC validation for registered assistant application may unnecessarily lengthen approval timelines, potentially delaying operations for the family child care educator. There's limited ability to transfer qualifications across settings, like from group to family. And there's no public directory of certified assistants for family child care educators to consult for substitute care. So some upcoming operational changes are the EEC understands that it may have been difficult for family child care educators who have needed substitute care or wanted to hire an assistant. As we think about supporting family child care educators, there are upcoming changes we hope that will address these concerns. And these are as follows. Regular assistants who can function as a substitute on a regular basis with CPR and first aid. We're hoping for more shorter and more simple approach to hiring. A BRC suitability is still required. EEC educator validates qualifications for the hire and maintains records on file. For certified assistants who can substitute on a regular basis or in place of a family child care educator, we will streamline internal EEC protocols to review and validate qualifications. BRC suitability is still required. And we're really excited about the potential for a published directory for those who are willing to be listed as available for substitute care. I know a lot of people have been asking for that.
So now let's look ahead. And what's the next year for workforce supports? So EEC is working on many other ways to support early education and care educators as yourself. We have the EEC Professional Pathways, which is a new initiative launched by Neighborhood Villages. Many people out here don't really know what Neighborhood Villages is. Diana, I don't know if you could kind of give a little update on them or.
Yeah, I mean, basically what's on the slide is the biggest overview is that they're a new initiative and they're going to be offering trainings and coursework to advance your career in early childhood or to begin it. So there is a website that's identified here. If you go on that, it has a really good breakdown of everything that it can provide to you as a family child care educator and your assistants. So refer to that email link and it will give you guidance on where you should move forward based on what your need is. So.
And what's pretty exciting is that there can be some online course that you can take that's actually being offered out of Boston that you can take in Springfield. So there's going to be a lot of great opportunities. So save this link so that you can, when we let you know it's ready, that you can get on right away and see what's out there. Also, please stay tuned for the Professional Pathways website, which is being launched in the work as the work begins.
Right. And it looks like after November 1st, Erin, that's when it should be up. So somewhere thereabout.
So it's only a couple weeks away. So
I know, right?
So keep looking for that. Okay, so looking ahead at the Professional Registry, I was fortunate enough to be one of the test users for this, and I really think it's very, very exciting. If you look at Lisa there in the corner, it's going to look very familiar to you because you're in LEAD, and it's basically going to be through LEAD. So it's not a process that's going to be difficult for you, but just really a high-level view on this. That EEC will launch the Professional Registry for educators. This will be a one-stop shop for training documents, background record checks, processes, and all the records related to employment in an EEC license program. They will all be stored here. And again, when you see it, you're going to be very excited. It'll be a link hub for educators and a link with programs that employ them. So your assistants will be in there. Your any kind, if you were a group child care provider, we would have the other educators in that you would wanted to hire. The registry can also follow an educator through their career from role to role. It should reduce delays in recruitment and hiring as well. So if you're trying to hire an approved assistant or certified assistant, this will help you. For family child care providers, processes will be adapted with the specific needs of these educators. EEC held engagement sessions with much more information about our professional registry. So please visit our engagement portal and view the recording from workforce effort sessions to learn more. And again, please, I know we've talked about before, really bookmark the engagement portal on your computers. There's a lot of exciting things going on and you don't want to miss it. And even if you check daily, there may be some session you want to sit in or participate in, but there's also recordings of sessions that maybe you weren't able to, and you want to go back and look at them. And again, here is the website. Again, please bookmark it and check it at least, I'd say daily, but at least weekly. Okay, and you want to stay connected. Again, there's so much going on. There's such exciting things happening. The EEC board meetings, there was one yesterday. If you weren't able to view it or attend it, you can always go onto the website, and all these are recorded. So again, you can't, if you're taking care of kids and you don't want to, you can't not do that, then you can always go and take a look and see what was said there. Again, as we've been saying, please don't stop sharing your thoughts. We want to hear from you. We want to develop processes that make sense to you, that help you, and that we're not doing this in a bubble. We are grateful for everything you've shared. It's helpful for all our teams here who have worked on the initiatives that you've heard about tonight. We can't do that without you, and we can't do that without your input. And there are so many ways to learn more and share more. Please attend an EEC board meeting and provide public comments when you have important things to say. Again, please register for engagement and provide surveys and live feedback on topics you like. So again, we need to hear from you. And if you know someone that isn't at the meeting tonight, to really pass this information along to them, and through your systems or just through your family child care support groups. We really want to hear, and you don't want to hear after the fact. So, please register and please give us your feedback. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Ola.
Okay, thanks, Erin. So it's time for what I think is the fun part, which is gathering feedback from all of you with some open-ended questions. We will be using a program called Poll Everywhere, and you can chime in either via text or on the webpage, pollev.com/earlyeducation. So what I'll do now is stop sharing this screen so I can toggle to the Poll Everywhere page where our questions are loaded. Okay.
And licensors, feel free to also add comments.
Yes. Activate, present. Okay. So our first question that we have here is, when you think about upcoming changes in educator qualifications, what questions should we be sure to answer in our technical assistance?
So let us know what you're thinking. What would be important for you to know? What's helpful, because we want to make sure we're going to capture that information. So Ola, can you tell if things are coming through, or if it's a delay, or we just really need people to?
It does not seem that anything is coming through. Should be activated. Okay, let's try now. Okay, here we go.
You're on mute, Diana.
Oh, exactly how to use the professional registry. That will come out as we move forward with it, with guidance and instructions. Anything else?
This must be a tech savvy group then. So it seems.
Any feedback on assistant processes that you, family child care assistant process?
Okay, shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. As we think about neighborhood villages and access to higher education, what questions do you anticipate having?
So what are you interested in, and what would be helpful to you? Online classes, weekend classes, night classes?
Mhm.
Think about anything that helps you as far as your training to, to get to higher. Okay. Will online learning be available? Perfect question.
Will there be opportunities for taking master level classes and above? That question has come up in every town hall, so that's a very good one.
So how do we address the needs you're having as far as education for yourselves? What would be helpful to you?
And I would further expand that to yourselves and your and or your approved assistants. Okay, will weekend trainings be available? Good question. I want to make sure I don't miss the updates when available. Okay. It would be helpful to have education opportunities for beyond associate's degree level. Good feedback. Is this replacing the Career Pathways grant through community colleges? Not that I'm aware of, Erin, are you?
No.
That's not what I've heard, so I don't believe so. These are all great questions, and we're going to be taking them back and always collecting them. And they will be combined with the other questions and answers that we've received from some of the other regional town halls, so we can get the best information out to everyone based on the feedback that we've gotten from these poll questions.
Okay, let's move on to the next question then. As we think about rolling out a professional registry or one-stop shop for educator records, what questions should we be sure that we answer in communications and technical assistance?
So will self-paced classes be available?
I think that was for the last one.
Was it for the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, from the neighborhood villages, okay.
So if we're doing this professional registry, what's going to be helpful to you to be successful in it so that it doesn't become burdensome to you? And how can we talk to you about it? How can we communicate and provide any kind of answers to questions you may have, whether it's technology questions, whether it's, does this count, or do I have to be in here? So really think of anything that comes to mind.
Will there be technology support available? Yes, that's a good question. Good point to bring out, because that seems to be pretty prevalent a lot of the times, that individuals, it's not that they don't have the willingness to do it. It's that the challenges that the technology presents. How many kinks has many kinks worked out as possible? Also, will our old professional registry be transferred? That is all being worked out. And as we move forward, there'll be additional trainings on the professional registry and how that all links together. But I agree, as much as we can, that's why Erin was one of the lucky individuals to participate in the UAT, the user testing, so that we can work through some of these issues if there are any, so that by the time it gets out to the provider community, there are less challenges when utilizing the registry, so. Would be amazing if the professional directory knows who has what and can use the resources being offered. Ellie offers classes needed to those who need them. Okay, streamlining trainings based on what we see in the registry. Resources being offered. Okay.
Okay, I think we can go to the next one. Oh, we have one more. Oh,
Go ahead, Erin. I'll let you take these two.
when is this projected to begin?
Oh, we're
hopefully-
not, so I said, I'll let you take it and then I cut you off. There you go. That is all being worked out as we speak. There is a natural progression of the professional registry. It won't be everything at once. And we have a team within the agency who is working on this project diligently. As Erin mentioned, stay tuned to anything on our website, board meeting, or in engagement protocols as those timelines start to appear and project themselves. Also, your licensors will have that information and should be able to share some of that with you as well. Okay, will FCC Educator be able to see their assistance registry? That is my understanding, that in some regards it will be linked, but that's a little bit of a ways off. As I said, it will be released in stages and there will be more information to come.
Okay, shall we move to question 4?
Yes.
Okay. What is the most helpful way to receive information about changes as they roll out? And I'm just going to. Okay, here we go.
So how do you want to hear from us? How do you want to make sure you are not missing any communications from EEC, email? Okay, that's great. Early education, email.
Text.
Yep, very popular, having small group meetings, whether on Zoom or on Teams or something, just so they're able to discuss what's in the email. Zoom meetings.
Figures.
When is a good time for emails for you? If you're looking at an email and you're reading your emails, is it a certain day of the week? Is it on weekends? Is it what's the best time to email if that's a preferred method? And I guess the same would be for Zoom meetings. What is the best time for family child care providers
Mhm.
to jump on a Zoom meeting?
Okay, during the day for email. Zoom after 5. Really appreciate the EEC records and post many of the Zooms. Keep it up. Great. The engagement portal, Erin. Zoom
So
at rest.
Zoom-
Go
yeah,
ahead, Erin.
yeah, that's interesting at nap time or 5 or 6. Yeah, that's very interesting.
It looks like responses are slowing down, so I can move to the last. Oh, no, we got one more.
You see, as a CFCE coordinator, it's so great to share the engagement portal recordings with our FCC. Great. Zoom in the evening.
And thank you to the CFCE coordinators. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think we can move to the next question since it seems that there's a pause and it's slowed down. So this is the last question. Are there questions or concerns or excitement you wish to share related to what you've heard tonight? And
So we shared a lot of exciting things. What's the most interesting to you that you want to talk about? Or if there's something you're a little nervous about, let us know about that
Mhm.
also.
Absolutely. Happy to know people can still apply for grants. Absolutely. The new registry. Which there'll be much more to come on that in the very near future. The grants are great to hear about and their availability for all providers. Great to see that the registry will take effect, the new professional registry access. Great. The individual that's working diligently on this will be very happy to hear that. We'll share it with him tomorrow morning. Excited about public information about available assistance. We've gotten that request a lot. Erin and I have gotten that request a lot. Nice to see everything in one spot. Yeah, absolutely. Really great to see the percentages of Western Mass providers using the ARPA money. Absolutely.
And you know we can do better, so let's raise that bar.
Let's get it to 100%. These have been challenging times, so to have that grant money available to be able to utilize in your family childcare homes is just, it's just great and amazing.
And it truly is not a difficult process, so do not be afraid.
No,
And as we talked about, there are people to help you through the help desk, so please take advantage of this opportunity.
absolutely.
I'd just like to add here that for them to work to providers that aren't taking advantage of it,
Sandy, I'm sorry, you broke up completely. Was it Sandy that spoke or whoever spoke? Whoever spoke, it was extremely broken.
So Sandy, we can't hear you. So if you want to follow up with Allison and I after,
Mhm.
that'll be great. Or you can put it in.
You can put it in chat.
Yeah.
Okay. If there are no last concerns or excitements to share, that brings us to the end of our questions. So I will stop sharing. Thank you all for participating, and we will be collecting all of your responses and answers for future reference as well.
So thank you, everyone. And always remember, you have us here to support you in any way that you need us. You have all these dedicated people here, from your licensing staff to our program staff, here to help you. So please reach out when you need anything. And thank you and have a great night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.